Yo, RX back with another recap of UFC Perth Prates versus Della Maddalena. We back with another recap of a card that happened about 24 hours ago from when I'm doing this, which is weird. Over in Perth, that's way too early, and was also okay. It was kinda just a better version of the Sterling card in terms of the prelims were terrible and the main card saved its ass completely. It was not great. If you had a question, was it worth being up for? Main card, yes. Prelims, not really, but guess which one I would have been up for anyway. It was fine. Main card saved it completely because the prelims, again, the second week in a row, were pretty shit. And, yeah, it's fine, again, for the first of these early cards this year. And obviously we'll have another one in Macau at the end of the month. It was fine. I didn't hate it. Main card saved it. Main card was good. And by the end, by 10:30 in the morning, I was pleased that I saw it, and it was fine, so. But now we are going to recap it fully, a whole day after it's happened, and talk about what happened, I guess, mainly. So, yeah, not really much to say. Easily the best card we've had since 327. Not saying a lot, I know. And, yeah, let's talk about it, man. Without getting too much detail, I enjoyed half of it, and I thought the other half was meh. So, but I never was really close to falling asleep during the card, so maybe that's a plus to it. And, yeah, let's talk about what happened. So we had 13 fights. Don't worry, the prelims are going to get ran through pretty quickly because I don't have much good to say about them. And there I have one fight idea for the one winner on the prelims. And, yeah, not really too much else to say here. We had more than 2 finishes. Like last week we actually had 2 on the prelims in general. Then we had more on the main card, so that's good. And, yeah, not really much else to say here. 13 fights, way too early, but the card turned out alright. Let's talk about it. Last thing to say before we do is, as always, the normal. Please like, comment, and subscribe. Gotta get the YouTube bullshit out the way. And with that out the way, I believe the only thing left is to recap this card, so. You ready? I know I am. Talk about the card a little, do the YouTube bullshit. I think that only leaves one thing, and that is recapping it, so shall we do just that? I say we shall. 13 fights, way too early, about 24 hours ago. UFC Perth. You ready? I know I am. I was not ready for this card that early, but that happens, and talk about it, shall we? Let's begin the recap. Beginning with the first fight of the night, of course, because mainly everyone made weight, and no fights got canned, so we had the same order as the breakdown as we begin the recap with the first fight of the night in the lightweight division. One of the better looking fights on the card on paper, and prelim-wise, I guess it was the second best prelims, and it was the first of 2 finishes, so I guess there you go for that. As we had in our opening fight of the night at 4 a.m. on a Friday night going to Saturday morning, we had to begin the night or morning in Perth at lightweight with Cody Steele versus Dom Marfan. Yeah, road to UFC continues to seem completely pointless because, yeah, all their winners fucking suck. Like Dom Marfan, who got beat here in about 4 minutes because he sucks. I thought if Cody was gonna win this fight, it would have to be in striking, and no. He took him down, beat him there for a few minutes, and then eventually locked up a heel hook. Pretty basic first heel hook we've seen from someone not named Walter Walker in a long time. And, yeah, pretty dominant, quick win for Cody Steele. Dalmar really had little success in this fight outside of maybe one or two reversals that led to nothing. And, yeah, again, I thought Cody was going to have to win this fight on feet, and they were never on the feet, so that shows how much I fucking know here. And, yeah, I guess people were right. Why is Dalmar Fon the favorite? A lot of people are asking, picks-wise, and yeah, they were right. He sucks, and Cody beat him pretty easily, so good way to start the night, at least starting off with finish. No matter how it is, it's better than nothing, better than another fucking decision after last week. And yeah, again, weird to see a heel hook, first one not from Walter Walker in a long time. And what more can I really say? So it was a quick 4-minute fight where it's kind of just a grappling match until Cody caught him. So pretty basic, fine opening fight, fine curtain jerker, and yeah, how to end our streak of decisions after last week. So good finish to begin the night. Not very much else to say about the fight. So let's talk about the fighters. For the first time winner in the UFC here, and the first winner of the night, Cody Steele, now moving to 1-1 in the UFC, getting his first win in 2 years. Good for him. If he can look like this more often, maybe he'll be a legit prospect. If he can stay active and fight like this more often, he could be a legit prospect. He looked fine here, dominated a guy who was known for being good on the ground, and clearly he isn't. And he really bounced back here pretty strongly, so good on him there. And yeah, well, let's see if he can stop fighting in Australia, for one, and two, if he can stay active and fight like this more often. Again, he looked pretty fine. And yeah, what more can I really say here? We didn't see any of his striking here, but I do think he was would have been a much better striker, and that's where I thought he was going to have to win this fight. But said he took into Dalmar's game and beat him, so good one for Cody. First UFC win. If he can stay active and look like this more, see how he does in the UFC. Again, 31 years old, so who knows how much of a real prospect he can be, but give him a chance if he can keep performing like this. And as for the loser here, the first Aussie of the night, and the first of many not many, but few to give him an L on this card. The loser, first loss, not to Brando and Salkilld, Dalmar Fan, taking his first UFC loss in his debut, and yeah, this guy sucks. Not really much to say. Simple. The road to UFC continues to seem completely fucking pointless. So, are any of their winners ever going to be good? Is Lawrence Louis and Nakamura ever going to be good? I hope. And, yeah, well, Dalmar, we didn't get to see if he has better striking, but I doubt it. And he got beat at his own game here, so that's a little disheartening. But it's not the first time he's been submitted. Salkilld did it twice, and Cody did it here, so yeah, he sucks. Pretty simple. And yeah, great opener. Well, at least the Australians opened end of the card the same, a loss. So I don't know which one was more embarrassing. Nah, this was definitely less embarrassing, but and he looked better than Jack Teller, that's for sure. Not really much to say. Road to UFC seems pointless because they all suck. With that being said, not really much else to be said here. Again, don't really have many fight ideas for these prelims. I looked for Cody, I didn't see anything. At first, I thought Nurul Aliyev would be a really good fight, but I don't see him doing that. Plus, what does Aliyev really get out of doing that fight? And then outside that, I just did not see anything too fucking intriguing. So, like, he'll probably fight someone lower level to see, like, someone a little bit better, but still lower level. Like, I thought about Axel Sola, but I just really don't see him doing that fight. Like, I know Sola's ranked lowly here, but I think this is not really where the UFC views him at the moment. Jane Malarkey, Evan Elder could happen, but who would really give a shit about those? And I think any of these guys are a bit high in his fucking price range for a guy who's 1-1, so yeah, I just really don't have much for Cody here, and we'll see who he fights next though, so hopefully it's within a couple months, and fuck, he's fighting out of Vegas, so the Apex is always calling for him, and let's see if he can avoid fighting in Perth again, or not in Australia in general. So yeah, not really too much else to say there. Fine opening fight again, quick and gave us a finish, but cool finish at that. Not gonna complain, and yeah, good win for Cody still to begin the night, giving me my first of only a few L's on this card picks wise. I'm a Domar fan, his third L, and then first one not to Brando and Salkilld, so not really too much else to say there. Good one for Cody. For Domar, he fucking sucks, and the UFC is pointless. And yeah, not really much else to say there. Fine opening fight, good return win for Cody Steele. And like I said, if he can look like this more often, fight more often as well, he's a legit prospect. We'll have to wait and see though. Looked good here though. Good win for him. Stealing Vulture Walker's gimmick, man. Only he can get heel hooks. And then after that, we go to our second fight of the night. The first one on the board for the Aussies, even though it was a very bad win on the board. After we had in our second fight of the night in the welterweight division, a fight that was very lackluster and underwhelming. The winner was correctly given out, but God, he did not look like he really wanted it or performed too well for it. And we got in our second fight of the night, the first one for the Aussies on the night in the welterweight division, the only Aussie to win our welterweight on this card. Shocker. We had in our second fight of the night, in our first decision, I'm already in PTSD from last week, we had Jonathan McAuliffe versus Thumba Gorimbo. Wow, did McAuliffe fight very half-assed here, at least in the first 10 minutes of this fight. In round 1, Gorimbo was probably actually winning the round a bit until McAuliffe was able to get a takedown late and on top. Gave him the round since neither really did shit. Round 2, Gorimbo laid on him for like 4 minutes, so 1-1. And then round 3 is what the fight should have been the whole fucking time, and that is McAuliffe just easily beating Gorimbo on the feud of kickboxing, and that winning that round, doing that lead to a clear 29-28 win for McAuliffe. No fucking idea what the one judge was watching, but you know, maybe he wanted to hit his parlay, because there's no world some Gorimbo won this fight. But it's not like Jonathan McAuliffe was dominant either, so it was a clear but pathetic performance from McAuliffe, and yeah, not really much to say there. I'm not sure why McAuliffe fought like this for the first 10 minutes of this fight, where again, he just kind of was half-assed. He didn't look that good at all, and like he was just okay with letting Gorimbo lay on him against the cage or on the ground. And then again, when he finally woke up at the end in round 3, he looked great. It's what the fight should have been the whole fucking time. But for some reason, he was just tense, stagnant, half-assed. I don't know what terms you want to use, but he put himself in a position where he could have got fucked here. So thankfully he didn't. The judges got it right, but he looked very bad, and no, it's not a case of Thumba performed very good. No, he didn't. But McAuliffe just fought really bad, so not really much else to say there. Pretty bad fight, not the worst fight on the card by any means, but it'd probably be top 3. Yeah, I'd put this at number 3 for the third worst fight on the card. And yeah, really disappointing, underwhelming performance here by a guy who I thought was one of the easiest picks on the card, but just really didn't look like it. So not really too much else to say here, and yeah, not a great fight and a stupid split decision. Not the only bad decision on the card, but at least this one wasn't a robbery. So let's talk about the fighters next, since that's about all I need to say about the fight. Starting with the first hometown winner of the night, that being Jonathan Califf, moving to 3-0 now in the UFC, and this easily being his worst performance so far in the UFC. Yeah, I'm still just kind of confused by why you perform like this in the first 10 minutes. We've seen him look better against guys who are better than Garimbo, like Jusei and Oban, and it's just kind of confusing why he let this fight be closer than it ever really should have been. So, not really sure what happened there, but he did get the win in the end, and he did look like Mikhailov in the end of the fight, so he didn't need to look like that for the whole fight, and it would have been a 30-27, but shit happens, I guess, and he did wake up in the end and win, so, like, yeah, if he performs like that again, at least in the first 10 minutes of a fight, he could put himself in a scenario where he will need to finish late, and if he does that, then he's going to be probably screwed. So he can't perform like that again. He can't pretty much take the first 2 rounds off, and if he does it again, he will end up losing deservedly. So very underwhelming performance here. One of probably maybe the most disappointing performance on the night by any winner here, and that's just not true. Well, for a fighter who's actually good, yeah. And yeah, not really much else to say there. So just really half-assed performance here by Mikhailov until he did turn it on late. Just he could have done that sooner and won a clear 30-27. So can't fight like that again, man. And then for the loser here, losing his 3rd straight fight, and last time we ever got to talk about him, hopefully, that being the loser here, Themba Gorimbo, falling to a 3-fight losing streak and 4-4 now in the UFC. Time to cut him. What more can you really say? He's boring, he's terrible, and his winning streak was meaningless in the end, because the only good fighter he beat on it was Ramiz, and that still kind of makes no sense to say how he won that fight. So, losing 3 straight to Luke and Welzer are just terrible losses. Mikhailov's a good loss, but he's just not an exciting fighter. His striking is pretty whatever, and his main game plan is just cuddling you. So he's just not that good. He's 35 years old, and you can cut him like no one would care. So he had his chance at a ranking, and 2 years later he's on a 3-fight skid, and he's just done. Like, what point do you get out of keeping him? To have a Zimbabwe fighter on the card, and on the roster, you can probably find someone better. So just cut him. That's simple. And yeah, created this phases 2 years ago, but bye Themba Gorimbo. 3 in a row, so not much else to say there. And The Rock can't buy you a spot on the roster, I hope. And with that being said, the only thing left to be said here is, for the only time on these fucking prelims, who should they fight next? For Mikhailov, it's a little difficult to find an idea for him, because you either give him a fight that's a step backwards, or a fight that's too high of a jump, especially for how he looked here. I try to find a happy middle, and I think the happy middle here is actually someone we just talked about. I think that would be Ramiz Brahimaj, coming off that Punahele loss and coming off his own winning streak. And that'd be a good step up for Mikhailov to the best fighter he would have fought in the UFC so far, and I think that would be a good Apex prelim. Brahimaj and Mikhailov. It's a good test for Mikhailov after not looking great here, And I would pick him to win, but after this fight I would definitely be a bit worried and do it. I don't see why not. So no, I don't really see anyone else you could really have him fight. That'd make a lot of sense. Like maybe Chitty and Joe Kawani, but that almost feels like a step backwards. So what's Semba better than Chitty? Probably just about. He's not ready for the Neil Magny test, and none of these guys. So yeah, in this Brian Modge, I think that'd make a lot of sense. And you could probably do that in a couple months. So maybe in like June, July, well not June, August or July. Some Apex card then. Book it. Not very much. Or if you want to just wait off till they go back to Australia late in the year. Would be a good prelim there as well, so do it. And not really much else to say there. It's gonna be a pretty interesting fight where Caleb would have a good possibility of getting fraud checked if he fought like he did here, so not really much else to say there. And not really much else to say here either. Like I said, for Grimbo, get him the fuck out of here. Yeah, for being a terrible fighter, he has done better than most terrible fighters, so good for him. And bye-bye. As for Mikhailov, yeah, got to win here, but needed to look better early and can't fight like this again, so hopefully he learns here and gets better. And who should he fight next to see if he's gotten better? I would say Ramiz Brahimaj makes sense, would be a good step up, and book it. So not really too much else to say there. And yeah, simple. Good. Not a great win for Mikhailov because he didn't look great, and even if he did 30-27 Garimbo, it wouldn't be a great win because it's Thumba Garimbo. But either way, a win's a win. And yeah, simple. I'm trying to think of anything else I want to add. No, not really. Not a great fight, and hopefully Mikhailov gets better from this. Should have never been a split decision. Let's see him fight Ramiz in a step up in competition. And then after that we get to the terrible portion of the card on paper and kind of an execution. It was not phenomenal. It was a little better than I thought it would be, but that's saying as little as it possibly could, as we had in our third fight of the night in the middleweight division, our first of a few middleweight fights on this card, and easily the best of them, which says a lot. As I forgot we had a finish here, so really we had three finishes before we even hit the main card, which is better than we had last week in total. And we had in our third fight of the night in the middleweight division, maybe the most frustrating L of the night here, picks-wise. I think most people lost this, and it's very frustrating. As we had in our third fight of the night in the middleweight division, another Aussie L here. And we had Wes Schultz versus Ben Johnston. How the fuck do you choke a fight up 2-0 against Wes Schultz? Oh yeah, by a guillotine choke. How funny is that? Yeah, this is a pretty self-explanatory thing to go over. Self-explanatory fight. For the first 2 rounds of this fight, Ben kind of dominated Wes, held him down and kept him there. And Wes did kind of drop him at beginning round 2, but he lost the rest of the round after the fact. And yeah, Ben was clearly up 2 going into the third, and then the dumbass continued to get continued to let himself get thrown in submissions, which led to him finally getting in a deep guillotine, and Wes made him quit. Johnston finally quit and tapped, and yeah, this dude's a fucking idiot. I don't know what more I can really say there. So for 2 rounds, Wes Schultz throws up submissions the whole time that he gets them pretty close, but Ben fights out of it. And then finally he gets put in one he can't get out of, or he probably could, but instead he just quits. What, huh? Like, how are you this stupid? I truly don't understand that. Like, I don't know who trains I don't know who trains less. Does Wes train submissions at all? Because he needed like 75 of them to actually fucking win this fight. Or does Ben not train not getting put into... Does he train submission defense at fucking all in terms of not getting put into a submission every 5 minutes? Like, Jesus Christ. It was low-level garbage, and it's exactly what I thought this fight would be. Wes Schultz sucks, and I have no skills outside of being a BJJ nerd. And this Ben Johnson dude sucks. Even though he was winning and actually looking okay, he has no heart, and he's a dumbass who quit in the end because he kept letting himself get put into submissions. So, like, eventually, you can keep letting the dude put you into submissions. Eventually, he's going to get one, and he did. So, I don't care if you're fighting Charles Oliveira or Wes Schultz, eventually you're going to get put in something you can't get out of. I've never seen a fight where a dude gets put into like 15 submissions and he survives all of them. He's gonna tap to one of them because one of them's going to get him. And that's what happened to Ben here, and he's a fucking idiot. So, and he probably could have got out of the guillotine almost like he did the whole fight, but he quit instead, and now he's a dumbass. So, what more can I really say there? Annoying, not frustrating or like, god damn it, grr, but it was just like, fucking really, dude, you quit to Wes Schultz when you were winning? Dumbass. And, yeah, what more can I really say there? Not gonna waste much time talking about the fighters here, cause don't fucking need to for Wes Schultz. Good for him, man. He's already overachieving in UFC, actually getting a win in the UFC. But he's terrible, and no matter what, unless he goes on a winning streak, which he is never going to, he's going to just be continuously fed to guys they want to build up, because that's all he is. He's just a fucking jobber. That's all he's meant to be in UFC, is a jobber who makes someone look good, and he was making Ben look good until Ben is a fucking idiot and quit to the 10th submission he got put into. So, can Wes strike at all? No. Is Wes good at anything? No. And like, even his submissions suck, because again, he needed like 25 of them to make the dude fucking tap. So, he's just a jobber who is going to continuously get fed to guys they want to build up. If Adiba or Susarkayev loses next week, I can tell you right now who they'll be fighting next. Wes Schultz, because they want him to win. They want those guys to win, beating him, or someone else. So, if there's another guy off the Contender Series they want to build up, so another signing, they're gonna fight Wes Schultz because he's a fucking layup. So, that's simple. He's a jobber. His whole job is to make someone look good, and he was doing that here, but then he accidentally won. So, good for him, but just avoided actually the UFC's probably happy because he extended his career of being able to be a jobber to at least 2 or 3 more fights, so good for him, man. Overachieving at its finest. And then for the quitter here who tapped, which means you quit, that being the dumbass known as Ben Johnston, the loser here. Taking the L here. Again, I would actually, if he would have won this decision like he should have, I would have been like, okay, yeah, he's not very good, but he looked fine enough here. And he could probably beat bottom of the barrel guys. Do I still think he could do that? Probably. Yeah, I would still pick him. I would still easily pick him against Cody Brundage and fucking Jose Medina, Antonio Trocoli. But like, he's just like, his striking we really didn't get to see any of. It didn't look that great from the little we did see. And his ground game is just laying on the guy, so I don't know. UFC will give him another chance probably on the next Australia card, and will he win? Depending on the opponent, probably. And if they give him a legit fight, fuck no. And not really much to say here. Again, I was actually praise to do a little bit if he would have just not got submitted and won a boring decision, but he decided to tap like a bitch. So he quit, he tapped, and now he sucks. So he sucked before, but I was gonna be nicer about it, but no, now he just sucks. And what more can I really say here? So, still a shitty signing. And with that being said, not really much more to be said here. These two suck. I would be fucking amazed if either in the UFC in 2 years. And, yeah, we'll probably see Wes booked in about a few weeks against someone they want to build up. I can tell you right now, if Susurkaev's or Diva's opponent pulls out, I know who's going to be stepping in. And, yeah, what more can I really say here? If Petrosky or Brundage pull out their fight, I know who's stepping in. I think I'd pick Wes to beat. Petrosky would beat him. So, either way, Wes is still just a jobber who's going to be used to build people up, and then is a quitter. So, not really much else to say there. And, yeah, simple. Shitty low-level middleweight fight, and it was still the best middleweight fight on the card. That should tell you a lot. Simple, and not much else to say there. And then we got to the real bullshit on this card. The real shit on this card. You already knew we were gonna have one of these on this card. So let's get into the robbery of the card real quick. You think I'm joking, but it literally happens every fucking week at this point, and this was the one for this week. And no, not because I picked Morales, because I watched the fight. As we had in our fourth fight of the night, our robbery of the night, we had Kobe Thickness versus Vince Morales. Yeah, there's no fucking way Thickness won this fight, because you can't win a fight where you don't do anything after round one. Round one, Kobe looked great. He almost got like 3 submissions, got on him there, and he looked good. And then after that he did nothing. He lost a striking match for the last 10 minutes. It's almost exactly the same as Alan Carr and Pilastri last week. And it's the dude does. How do these fighters keep getting these decisions where they don't do anything after round one? I don't fucking get how they're losing these striking matches and they're getting these decisions. I don't fucking get it. Morales, not round 2 was not dominant, but he clearly won it. And round 3 he almost knocked him out, clear there. There's no world Kobe Thickness won this fight. And it was some home cooking bullshit, so what am I really meant to say there? So, Kobe Thickness fucking sucks. And he needed a robbery to get past Vince Morales. That's all you need to fucking know. So, like, this shit happens every week, and it's going to happen again next week. It's gonna happen the week after that. It's gonna happen the week after that. And these just fucking happen weekly, and there's no punishment on the judges for doing so. The fighters don't get fucking any, like, the fighters who get fucked over don't end up with any fucking apology by the judges would be nice. And these guys who get these robberies pretend they are winners. So, it's bullshit. And yeah, Vince Morales won this fight. If they cut him after this, that's such bullshit. It's complete fucking bullshit. Hometown bullshit. It was just it's hometown bullshit. There's no world he fucking won this fight, and he only got denied because he's Australian. He was the hometown guy. Which, we've seen it before, and it's always, they've been doing that shit for 15, 20 years. So, it's bullshit, and every week we need at least one, and let's take our bets now. What's gonna be the robbery at 328? Could be fucking anything, so. And this fight sucked anyway, which again, a bad bantamweight fight I didn't even know was possible, but it happened here. And what am I really meant to say here? So, bullshit. And the robbery of the week. We need one every week, so. Then I guess this one won the pony. And, well, pony, I should call it a phony, because that's what he is as a winner. Dang it, I thought that joke late. And then after that we get to, I called Michaelis the most disappointing performance from a good fighter on this card. But this is just the most disappointing performance in general on this card. As we got in our 5th fight of the night in the middleweight division, the biggest favorite on the card, might I add, who tricked us all into thinking he was going to dominate here. We had in the worst fight on, was this the worst fight on the card? Yeah, in the worst fight on the card, the most pathetic fight on the card, maybe it was a year, Jesus Christ. We had Jacob Malkoun versus Gerald Meerschaert. This was the worst performance I think I've ever seen from a 4-digit favorite. Even Adila Gutierrez looked better than Pugaev. What the fuck was this? So, in round 1, for no fucking reason, Malkoun tries to shoot, and he instantly gets reversed, and he gets laid on all of round 1. Don't know why he would just not knock him out. And then round 2 and 3, they have a shitty striking match where Malkoun wins by doing barely anything, and Meerschaert just kind of does nothing. So, 29-28 Malkoun pretty easily in the most pathetic win by a 4-digit favorite I've ever seen. And what can we really say here? Like, you meant, like, we're not expecting you to turn to Francis Ngannou knocking a dude out in one punch. Fuck, I don't, even if you won in round 2, fine. Just, if you would have won dominantly by decision, that would have been fine. But to squeak by on a pathetic fight where you did nothing? Come on, against a 38-year-old who missed weight, who couldn't care less, and was in his hopefully last fight. Get fucking real. What a joke. And this idiot really tricked us into thinking he was gonna get a great knockout here and look good. What a fucking joke that is. And how shit is Torres Finney, Jesus Christ. Not gonna waste much time here. Talk about the winner here, quote, Jacob Malkoun. A great 3-fight winning streak, too bad you are somehow getting worse every fight. What am I really meant to say here? This guy sucks. He tricked us for a second, thinking he was kinda decent after that Finney performance, but no, he's the same can he always was, and I don't know what to really say here, so pathetic. Again, probably the most pathetic performance I've seen in 2026, and that says a whole lot. The worst performance I've ever seen from a minus 4-digit favorite, and yeah, what a joke. Pathetic. Truly fucking pathetic. And as for the loser here, the next member on the chopping block, if he does not decide to retire, which he didn't in the cage, GM3, Gerald Meerschaert. Time is time, Unc. 37-22, 38 years old, 12-14. Missed weight here and looked like he could not care any less. 5 in a row. Yeah, goodbye. Pretty self-explanatory there. Cut him. If he ain't retiring, then cut him. He's not a legend. He does not deserve a 6th opportunity. And again, the weight miss kind of sealed his fate even more than anything. And he clearly does not give a shit. So, cut him. We'll let him go do BJJ or whatever dumb shit he wants to do. And bye-bye. Had a few decent highlights of his career, but most highlights you can ever think of him for are losing, and time is time, so bye-bye. Not really much else to say here. Shitty fight, worst fight on the card. Malkoun is pathetic, and GM3 just does not care anymore. If GM3 was the GM3 from even 3 years ago, he would have easily won this fight, and it would have been fucking hilarious. But he's old and doesn't care, so he got his paycheck, that's all he cared about, and yeah, he's done. Simple. Shitty fight, Malkoun's a joke, and this is the most pathetic performance I've ever seen from a big favorite. Rafael Fieldholt last week was more respectable, and he got 30-27, so what does that tell you? And yeah, pathetic. what more am I really meant to say here? And then after that we go to our co-main event of the prelims, the only good moment on the prelims, to be honest, our only knockout of the prelims as well, so you know it's the only good thing that happened because knockouts are number one. As we had in our co-main event in the prelims, in a fight that was super easy to predict, that a lot of people really overthought for no reason. We had in our co-main event in the prelims at light heavyweight, the best fight on the prelims, Junior Tafa versus Kevin Christian. What am I really meant to say here? This fight was everything I thought it would be. Tafa eventually cracked him, dropped him, and elbowed him the fuck through the ground. So, pretty self-explanatory there. Again, I have no idea why anyone was actually picking Christian here. That's, like, I get Tafa's awful, but I said it before, and I'll say it again, people were only picking Christian here because they just think Tafa's that terrible. No one picking Christian has actually watched Christian fight, so he's just awful, and yeah, he got easily beat here, so pretty simple, not very much else to say. And yeah, what am I really meant to say here is exactly what I thought it would be. Next, talk about the fighters real quick. For Junior Tafa, who sadly, the good thing with this fight, he got a knockout. The bad thing, this idiot gets to stay in the UFC. 7-5, 3-5 in the UFC. How is he still here? Yeah, he's still terrible, but he gets to stay in the UFC a bit longer. So he'll probably go on a losing streak now, because that seems like what he likes to do, is win a fight and then lose two. So we'll see. And yeah, we can't escape these motherfuckers no matter what. And what am I really meant to say here? It was an easy win. That's the one thing I hated picking about Tafa here confidently, that it was obvious that he was going to win this fight and stay in the UFC, because that's exactly what the UFC wanted to happen. So it happened, and now we have to watch this idiot fight again. So at least we don't have to watch two of them, and he is the much better brother of the two. That's about that. So good job, you beat the worst light heavyweight on the roster, not named Junior Tafa. And as for the loser here, the guy who literally got called in to be the worst light heavyweight on the roster and lose to Junior Tafa, which he did perfectly, Kevin Christian. He sucks. Give him one more fight to lose and cut him. Simple. I still have no idea why Dana signed him all those years ago, and he's shown every reason why he shouldn't have signed him, so he's terrible. And simple. His only skill is being really tall, and he's not even good at that, so he sucks, and that's about that. Give him one more fight and cut him. Simple. And with that being said, not really much more to be said there. I was gonna give Junior Tafa a fight idea, and then I thought, I don't give a fuck who he fights. Plus, they're very known for him to fight probably Bruno Lopez, who is the only guy who's available that he would probably beat really easily. Outside of that, like, you could give him Brando and Salkilld, who would beat Tafa easily, or someone else, but I think probably they would give him Bruno Lopez, and that's a pretty easy win for Tafa, but I don't know. They keep trying to throw him into fights that they hope he can win, which he just can't. And yeah, not really much more to say there, so he hits really hard, and that's about it. Again, the good of this fight, we got a nice knockout out of it. The bad is we get to see the Tafa in the UFC longer, so you gotta take your pros and your cons. And yeah, that's about that. So I don't know why people overthought this pick. Christian's awful, and sadly we gotta see more Tafa in the UFC. Damn it. Not very much else to say there, though. Easy pick's an easy pick. Don't overthink it. And then finally, the featured prelim, another prelim that should have ended in a goddamn finish. It's like this idiot, but just like the guy that he lost to, he roused and shit the bed as well on this card when it came to getting a finish. As we had in our featured prelim in the middleweight division, a fight that was the most nothing burger I've ever fucking seen. We had to end the prelims on a complete dud between Cam Rouston versus Robert Brychek. This was pathetic. Yeah, Rouston dominated him. Well, he's a legit prospect for dominating a guy. Ihor Potera got closer to finishing. He dominated for 15 minutes. I scored 30-26, to be honest. I thought round 2 was a 10-8. And yeah, Rouston won easily. Shocker, he beat another middleweight who ain't top 50. Crazy. He sucks. Simple. Next. Do I need to waste any more time here? Good job. You easily beat a guy you probably should have finished or should not even be wasting your time fighting. Good job. I don't even know what more I meant to really say here. Yeah, good job. You beat Robert Brychek. Such a tall task that even Ihor Potieria could do it. And actually, again, got close to finishing this fight, so good job. What a waste of fucking time. To waste a little more time, I'll talk about both cans real quick. For Rouston, 3-0 in the UFC now. Good for him, I guess. Whatever you want to take away from a winning streak of Andre Petrosky, Cody Brundage, and Robert Brychek is up to you. I wouldn't take much away from it, but you know, maybe some people care about wins that terrible, and maybe now Rouston can finally fight a top 50 middleweight, but I'm not gonna hold my breath here. So he's fucking terrible, and I cannot wait for the fight that he actually does get a step up in competition, and he's a bit like minus 300, and people pick him, and then the underdog wins easily. So the Rouston's just terrible. I don't know what else you want me to say. And what a performance, what a domination. I would fucking hope he would dominate Robert Brychek. So what more can I really say there? He sucks, and he's just can crushing, and that's gonna be exposed really, really soon. I cannot wait when it is. And as for the loser here, no shocker, that is Robert Brychek. I'm so shocked a 34-year-old who lost to Ihor Potieria is dog shit. Shocker. Still don't know how he won that Brad Tavares fight, and they were acting like that's the greatest win of all time during the fight. Whatever, he sucks. Yeah, simple. He did his job here perfectly. He was called in to lose, and he lost. Cool. Next. Not really much else to say there. For a fight idea for Rouston, I don't care. I wouldn't mind maybe him and Dusko Todorovic, because I guess Dusko is not even top 50 middleweight, but that would fit the criteria, and that could be on the Serbia card if you want. He did call out Marvin Vettori, but apparently he's gonna fight Ismail Nurdayev. So I don't know what they do for Rouston. Do they give him a step up? Him and Yusuri Bogori would be very funny, but I don't think they would do that. So see what they do for Rouston. Will they finally give him a legit opponent? It'd be fucking nice, but I would be more than shocked if they did. So yeah, what more am I really meant to say there? And yeah, good job beating a 35-year-old tomato can. He's a legit prospect. Get fucking real. Junior Tough is as much of a fucking prospect. So he sucks. And what am I really meant to say here? Good job beating another not even top 50 middleweight, and you couldn't even finish him. UFC, please give this guy someone. I'm not even asking for you to give him goddamn a top 15. Just give him someone respectable, please. But they won't, ever, so what can you really say there? Simple. Garbage weight in the prelims. Shocker. And there you go. Those were the prelims, and they were fucking piss. The Tafa fight was good, because it was quick and a knockout. Cody Steele was okay. Wes Schultz happened. Outside of that, garbage. Bullshit. Garbage. Nothing. These two should have got finishes, but they suck. This was a robbery, and this was underwhelming. Great prelims outside of Junior Tafa. If I never saw any of this, I'd be perfectly okay. And, yeah, not really much more to say there, so. Just like last week, the prelim sucked, and the main card had swoop in and save it. Did it? Yes, it fucking did, so let's talk about that. Let's not waste any more time on this shit. Let's get to the real shit. Beginning with the main card opener. A fight that just brings me so much fucking joy. This fight puts such a big smile on my face watching every second of it. I loved it. As we had in the main card opener to start UFC Perth at 7 in the morning with some heavyweight action that was just pure joy to me. I loved it. As we had in our main card opener that I told y'all would go this way, Louis Sutherland versus Tai Tuivasa. You love to see it. You love to see a guy who still has no idea how to actually fight get embarrassed and lose here again. And I told y'all, if Sutherland is not getting paid to lose, he's going to grapple and win this fight. He did. All he had to do was shoot takedowns, and he did. I fucking told y'all. It was that fucking simple for 15 minutes, and a point taken away for 15 minutes. Sutherland just took Tuivasa down easily and won. 30-26 across the board, and yeah, what more can you really say here? So good for Sutherland, man. I'll talk more about him in a second, but let's talk about this fat piece of shit. Let's talk about this whale slob fuck. 14-10, 7 in a row. Good riddance, you fat fuck. I don't feel bad, and I did not want him to win this fight anyway. If you don't improve as a fighter, you don't deserve to stick around, and he doesn't deserve to be here anymore. He's a joke, and good riddance. You don't want to improve, and you don't want to fucking learn how to actually fight, and be gone. That's simple. I don't feel bad. He's a fat whale fuck slob who just knows how to throw a punch really hard. That's not fighting. That's not like that. BKFC, you can do that. Good job. So proud you can do that, and you will go do that. Have fun. But this is for fighting, and you're not a fighter. You're a fat fuck who knows how to throw a punch decently hard, and you can't even do that right anymore. Good riddance. 7 in a row. They fucking better not give him the chance to break Alvy and Tony's record for losses, and good riddance. Bye bye. Maybe learn how to fight next time, you fat fuck. And then for the winner here, the man who, let's give him his flowers and many apologies, Louis Sutherland, 11-5 now, getting his first UFC win. Man, we really, a lot of people, and me included, I will be the first to admit, I wrote this guy off after his losses, but when you really look back on them, why are we writing this guy off for losing to 2 top 15 guys in Walter and Brando? Like, and that was stupid. I think we can all admit that was very fucking stupid, and Sutherland looked good here. Yeah, he mainly just laid on Tuivasa, but yeah, at least he's not a dumbass. He did do a little bit of striking, land some good shots, and probably would have knocked out a lot of guys with the shit that he did land. And, yeah, I think we definitely owe him an apology. Like, Tapology had him as the worst heavyweight on the roster. There's 15 dudes, not in the top 15, but 15 heavyweights he could beat. Like, that's kind of pathetic that we wrote a guy off for losing to good fighters, and again, I'll say that's my bad. I think a lot of people owe him an apology. Again, I'm not saying he's great. I don't think he'll be a top 15 guy or anything, but the worst heavyweight on the roster, underdog to Tai Tuivasa in 2026, because he easily got beat by two of the best guys in the division at the moment. I think that's our bad, and I picked him, but I also shit on him a lot, and dude's not actually terrible, so good for him, man, and I think he definitely deserves many apologies, so good for him. What more can I really say there? And with that being said, not really much else to be said here for a fight idea to be in our main card. Oh, now we get these rolling again. For Sutherland, he did call out, I believe he called out Marcin Tybura for the Serbia card, which everyone wants to be on that card apparently. That's not going to happen, but I do think a fight that would be intriguing would be Kennedy and Zechiku. I think Sutherland could easily win that fight. I would easily pick him there, and I'd be down to see it. Like, obviously the size difference there would be a bit crazy, but I'd be kind of down to see it. Like, you do that, you'd have John to Denise, who you'd beat easily, but I think Denise will probably go do something else. Outside of that, you got, like, I don't know why they're not showing, actually I think Denise is booked, ain't he? I don't know why this shit's glitching and not showing guys who are booked for fights, but whatever. Yeah, I think Nzechiku would make a lot of sense, and I'm down to see that. Sutherland has earned a fight up from Tuivasa, and I think Nzechiku would be that. So, would Sutherland win that fight? Again, I'd pick him in that fight right now, but we'll see where they go with him. I hope they don't feed him to Mario Pinto or some shit like that. That'd be so fucked up if they did that. And, yeah, what more can I really say here? So, Sutherland and Zechiku, not a fight I thought I'd be talking about, but book it, why not? Again, I would probably pick Louis there, so run it. Not really much else to say there. Again, for the fat fuck, he can get cut finally, long overdue, about 2 fights overdue. Enjoy BKFC or whatever, any eating contest, wherever you go to, and good riddance. As for Sutherland, good for him, man. Again, I think he definitely deserves many apologies for how we treated him after losing to 2 very decent fighters, and yeah, good for him, man. Happy he got his moment here and did the smart shit to win, so good for him. And who should he fight next? I like the idea of him and Kennedy and Zechiku. I don't know what's going on with Zechiku at the moment, but if he's ready to fight, Sutherland didn't take any damage here. They can get that fight booked probably in about 2 months. Run it, why not? So, not really much else to say there. And, yeah. This fight, I don't know which fight brought me more joy, this or the main event, because I loved both, because they were just so perfect, exactly what I wanted to see happen. And, yeah, good for Louis, man. Bye-bye, fat boy. And, yeah, simple. Not really much else to say there. Great way to begin the main card. I liked it. I really enjoyed it. And then after that, from the heavyweight fight that I enjoyed to that heavyweight fight everyone should have enjoyed because it was fucking awesome. We had in the fight of the night, definitely not what I thought was going to win fight of the night here, but it got it and it deserved it. And we had our second fight of the main card in the heavyweight division as well. Second fight on the main card there. Also, we had the fight of the night, which again, not what I thought it would be, but more than deserved, and a banger, as we had Brando Persisic versus Shamil the Blob Gaziev. What a goddamn fight here, Jesus Christ. In round 1, Brando hit Shamil with everything he could hit him with, and Shamil actually landed some shots in return. Pretty crazy round 1. Clear round for Brando, but, you know, it was fun. Shamil held his own, and it was great. And then in round 2, much the same, Brando just kept beating the shit out of Gaziev and stopping his takedowns, and Gaziev would just eat everything. How Gaziev did not leave this fight with a broken jaw or a broken nose, I will never know. And eventually he did actually become human, get rocked and then dropped, and Brando got the knockout in round 2. Wow. Wow. What a fucking fight. No, of course not Hulk and Blade level, but just crazy how much damage Gaziev took here. Again, if he left this fight without a broken jaw or nose, that's a miracle. And I don't know what that dude's fucking made out of, because he just took a goddamn beating. And yeah, crazy. This was a really good fight in terms of a fight, in terms of seeing Brando's ability, and it was awesome. Again, clear 5 tonight in every sense of the word, and yeah, what more can you really say here? So this was awesome. This was the heavyweight starting to become okay again, and yeah, this was great. If you missed this one, this is definitely one I'd say go back and watch. And I enjoyed it. Thought it was fun. Well, no thought about it. It was fun. 5 a night for a reason, and it was great. So not really much else to say there. Heavyweight, 2 5 a night in a span of a month. I mean, they're back. Are they becoming good again? Again, as much as heavyweight sucks, when heavyweight has a good fight, it's so good, it's so special. More of these, please. A banger and deserved fight of the night. To talk about the fighters here, beginning with the winner here being Brando Persisic, now 3-0 in UFC and in the top 15, and that Sutherland aged really well, really quickly. Yeah, good for Brando, man. This fight was exactly what he needed. He answered all the questions, at least I had coming into the fight. Can he go deep into a fight? Yeah, his cardio looked good. How's his grappling? Well, we don't know about on the ground, but he can stop takedowns really well. How did he take punches? He only got hit 1 or 2 good times, but he ate it fine enough. He looked good, man. He looks like a legit prospect. He's so quick. He's welterweight fast, and he looks legit, and yet he is legit. He is now in the top 15, and he's another name to add to the new guys at heavyweight. Him, Hokit, Gable, Waldo, fucking many other guys, and Walter Walker, can't forget him, and good on Brando, man. He looked really good here. He's legit. He answered all the questions I thought needed to be answered and more. And great fight, great performance. Welcome to the top 15. And then for the loser here, the GOAT himself, Shamil the Blob Gaziev, falling to 3-3 now in UFC and back-to-back losses. Fuck, the main thing I think about after seeing this fight is how fucking hard those Waldo Cortez Acosta hit for beating him in 90 seconds, Jesus Christ. Gaziev can eat some punches. We know he's good at eating, but god damn it, man, can eat some punches. Look at this was the Jorginho fight, just he finally got finished here, unlike the Jorginho fight where he quit. Yeah, Gaziev's a tough motherfucker. Is he that good? No. Couldn't get the fight down. His striking is just so slow. So, now gonna probably leave the top 15. we'll see how he tries to build his way back up from here. He'll probably win his next fight because he still can beat a lot of the unranked guys. Cause just grappling alone, he would beat guys like Ryan Spann, maybe. Whoever else. Like him and Petrino would be a bit intriguing, so I wouldn't mind seeing that fight. And I'd be a bit shocked if Gaziev were to lose his next one, unless they give him a legit opponent like Petrino. And dude's tough. That's one thing you can never say about Gaziev. That man is fucking tough. The Jairzinho fight and this fight, dude has taken some fucking beatings, and good on him. What more can you really say there? And dude's a tough motherfucker. But 2 in a row is 2 in a row, and see how he bounces back from here. I think he's just fucking happy to not have a broken jaw or a broken nose, so good on him there. And see how the blob bounces back. With that being said, the only thing left to be said here is, who should they fight next? For the newly ranked in the top 15, Brando Persisic opening up the top 15 over here for the first time. Who should he fight? I feel like it's pretty obvious, and I feel bad for this guy at this point. It's time to fight another prospect, Marcin. Send Marcin out there to die again, why not? So, why not? Why give Marcin one more dance, let him get murdered by Brando, and, what more can you really say there? I don't know who else Brando would fight that's going to be ranked above him. Parkin is under him, and I don't know if he'll still be ranked. Just got booked. He's fighting Johnny Walker, which is its own can of worms. Booked. That's not going to happen anytime soon. That ain't going to happen, and obviously none of these will, so really only one option. And again, I feel really bad for Tybura, but fuck it, Serbia card, book it, and not really much else to say there. I feel bad for Sutherland giving Brando the fight Sutherland called for, but Sutherland does not deserve a top 15 shot, and Brando is in the top 15, so not really much else to say there. And hopefully by the rankings update, if Gaziev stays at number 15, I'll be happy with that. If Parkin stays at 15, that'll be kind of stupid, or both get fucked off for Brando and Petrino, that'd be pretty neat. So we'll see what happens, and not really much else to say there. With that being said, not really much else needs to be said there. Great fight, and I can only say so much about it. I can't do it justice, just go rewatch it. And all respect to Gaziev, man just knows how to eat, especially punches. Tough motherfucker, and respect to him, and of course respect to Brando. Had his first real fight, looked damn good in it. Now in top 15, who should he fight next? Someone who definitely does not eat punches as well as Chamil. I think Marcin Tybura makes a lot of sense. Really the only option for him with everyone else booked. And book it. Let's give Brando that fight probably again. Maybe that's Serbia card they all want to be on, or whatever. And not really much more to say there. So great fight of the night deserved. Gaziev is an animal, man, and all respect to him, whatever he's made of. And great fight by Brando as well. He's legit, unless he can take out old man Tybura, who I feel bad for, but he has to fight someone. Gotta go beat up old man Tybura. And then after that we get to a fight that was a complete waste of time, because why was this even fucking sanctioned? I don't know. As we had our third main card fight of the night in the featherweight division. I'm not gonna waste your time here because this fight was exactly what everyone thought it would be. As we had our third fight of the main card in the featherweight division, a fight that still don't know how this was allowed to happen, because this was literally an amateur versus a pro. We had Marwan Rahiki versus Ali Shamid. What am I really meant to say here? In a UFC level guy who's 8-0 easily beat a 4-2 nobody. Simple. Did Ali even hit Marwan? I'm pretty sure he didn't. And yeah, eventually Marwan landed a nice left, dropped him, TKO, bing bang boom, done, simple, next. Not even gonna waste your time here, I'm not even gonna click on Marwan, because what do I need to say? This fight did nothing for him outside of giving him another win. Cool. Like, this fight could not be more meaningless, and what am I really meant to say here? So, cool, simple. Good job, you beat a 4-2 nobody. I'm not shitting on him, just saying the fact this win's meaningless, so this literally did nothing for. And then for the loser here, Ali Shamid, 4-3, yeah, he can get cut. There is no fucking reason for him to get another fight. He did not look good at all. He literally did nothing, and he looked like a 4-2 fighter, and those type of fighters are not UFC level, so cut him. I know that's so harsh, but it's also just what you should do here, so simple. What more can I really say here? So maybe he can be brought back someday. He's young, and who knows? Maybe if he can get a respectable record, if he can win his next 5, bring him back. But 4-3 guy, no, cut him. That's simple. If he would have done halfway decent here, yeah, give him another fight. He literally did nothing. He got beat until he got knocked out. Cut him. He's 4-3. So, bye-bye. Simple. And with that being said, the only thing left to be said here is, who should I fight next? For the freaky of Rahikis. I think we win the fight for him that, I don't know, maybe it's not the best option, but I just want to see this fight because the names are funny. Let's see, Freaky Rahiki versus Touchy Feely. A, that fight would be awesome. B, the names are funny. C, the fight would be fucking awesome. I would pick Feely to win that fight, to be honest. I think Marlon's more entertaining than he is good, but let's see that proven. Freaky Rahiki versus Touchy Feely. Would anyone not want to see that fight? So they were already trying to have him fight Jack Jenkins, which is a really big jump up, so let's have him fight an OG. Touchy Feely, Freaky Rahiki. Book it. Simple. Next. With that being said, really nothing more needs to be said there. Again, this fight was the biggest waste of time possible because it was only ever going to end in one way, and it's not going to be a Marwan Rahiki loss. You called a 4-2 jobber, and you got a 4-2 jobber. So, good for Rahiki, I guess. Meaningless win is a meaningless win. And, yeah, what more can you really say here outside of who should he fight next? Let's have him fight Andre Feely. Touchy versus Freaky. Sounds like a banger. Book it. Simple. For Ali, cut him. And again, you're 4-3. And you'll look to every bit of it. So, not really much else to say there. And, yeah. Simple. Complete waste of time for everyone involved outside of Ali. Good for him, but yeah, he sucks. And, that's about that. And then after that, we get to the worst fight on the main card, in my opinion. I thought this fight was a complete piss break before the real shit went down on this card, as we had in our fourth fight of the main card, the feature bout of the main card, and again, the worst fight on the main card, in my opinion. I enjoyed Sutherland Tuivasa much more, as we had in the most whatever fight on the main card. Worst on the main card, whichever one's, I don't know what's worse, being forgettable or shit. We had Steve Erceg versus Tim Elliott. Yeah, this fight was really fucking lame. I'm not gonna waste much time here. Round 1, Tim won by being the better fighter, got the takedowns and did okay on the feet. And then round 2 and 3, Erceg just read him like a book, found his timing and beat him pretty soundly. 29-28 Erceg, no big moment, nothing memorable, and that was about that, so not really much to really say there. Pretty whatever fight, legit, again, no highlights and no moments, so simple. Not gonna waste much time here for the winner here, Steve Erceg. My point still stands that he fucking sucks. So, good job, you beat a 90-year-old Tim Elliott. You want a goddamn cookie for it. He sucks, and I don't know what you really want me to say here, so simple. Not gonna fucking act like, oh, you look so good. He beat a 90-year-old Tim Elliott. Simple. Next. How shit is Kai Asakura? Jesus Christ. And then for the loser here, Uncle Tim not carrying on the Unk power from last week of Ione and Daisy. Yeah, he looked 40 years old here, that's for damn sure. Would I say he should retire? Probably not, because he could still beat a lot of guys, but yeah, he definitely looked old here, and hopefully he can fucking bounce back, so take some time off. We'll probably see him later in the year, in like December or whatever, and yeah, he looked 90 years old, because he is about 90 years old, so hope he bounces back, and yeah, what more can I really say here? He's awkward as ever, but it didn't work this time. With that being said, I'm not gonna waste any more time here. Don't care who Steve Erceg fights next, because he sucks, and Tim Elliott is really old, so if this was Tim Elliott 4 years ago, he would have fucking won this fight easily, and I guess the real moral of the story is, again, how shit is Kai Asakura? So, I'm gonna just say here, this is the one hate watch I did not win. I won the other 3 with Tuivasa and the others. This idiot sadly won, but yeah, I'll take it. And yeah, not really much else to say there. Erceg sucks and Tim is old. Worst fight in the main card. No one is shocked. And then after that we got into business on this card, as we had in our co-main event of the evening when the easy shit began, the easy business, and the stars came out to play, as we had in the co-main event of the evening in the lightweight division. A fight so simple to predict it was not even funny. It was a lock of the night for a reason. We had in the co-main Brando and Salkilld versus Beneil Dariush. Yeah, this was exactly what we all knew it would be. If whenever Salkilld felt like knocking him out, he knocked him out. And he did. He let Benny fight for a few minutes, pretending he actually could win, and then he knocked him out. Simple. Not really much to say there. Salkilld could have won this fight in 10 seconds or 3.5 minutes. Simple. Next. As for the winner here, like always, the future lightweight Brando Salkilld, moving to 5-0 now in the UFC and joining the top 15. This dude's just so fucking good, Jesus Christ. He's the future. He's gonna be a top 10 dude, bare minimum, if not higher. And I think he has champ potential. Do I think he'll be a champ? Maybe not, because that's a high bar at 155. But if he fought for the belt, I wouldn't be shocked. He's just so fucking good. And what can you really say here? So he's great. He's looked flawless in the UFC so far. No one cares about that, Ash Moose fight. And yeah, he's great. What more can you really say? Dude's the future. Finally a prospect in this division beat an old dude with guys like Duncan and fucking whoever else failing to, and Rebovics, and yeah, not really much else to say here. Dude's great. Cool. Oh yeah, and Dariush sucks. If you didn't know that already, Dariush sucks, and this fight, well, it would not be a Dariush fight if it did not end with his dusty ass knocked out, so yeah, take that, you dusty bitch. That being said, the only thing left to be said here is, who should they fight next for the newly top 15 Brando and Salkilld? He did call out Gamrot, and I could see that fight happening, but a fight I actually think I like a bit more, and I think is more possible, and sooner. Why not Fiziev? He's not booked for the Baku card at the moment. I don't know if he has a fight for the Baku card at the moment, and unless they have him fight Manny Torres on that card, which could happen, why not Salkilld and Fiziev? People still pretend Fiziev is good for some fucking reason, and I think that would be a good one. So why not? Baku co-main event. Who would not want to see that fight? I know I want to see it, so, and I'm definitely more intrigued in that fight than Gamrot, so I think Salkilld would fight Gamrot after that, so book it. Salkilld, Fiziev, Baku in I think 2.5 months. Book it. Why not? See no reason not to. So it'd be an easy win for Quillen, and yeah, what more can I really say there? Because outside of that, he could fight any of these guys, but two of them probably wouldn't take the fight, and the other no one wants to see fight, so Fiziev, you're up. And with that being said, not really much more to be said here. Salkild's great, and yeah, 12-2 on locks now. I've been 12-2 since I said he was a lock, because this fight was only going to end in one way, and that was with a dusty bitch out cold, and that's how it ended. And yeah, not really much more to say here, so easy win for Quillen. Now in top 15, who should he fight next? I feel like he should go to enemy territory now, head to Baku against Rafael Fiziev, and see him beat up shitty Fiziev. So not really much else to say there. Salkild's great, and welcome to top 15, to the future of the division. Quillen motherfucking Salkilld, baby. And then the main event of the evening, the fight that went exactly as I told y'all it would, because there was never any other way this fight would go, as we had in the main event of the evening. In the welterweight division, a one-sided ass beating for 13 minutes and 17 seconds. We had in the main event in Perth, their hometown boy, the pride of Perth, who got his ass fucking whooped by Carlos the Nightmare Prates. Yeah, and some fucking clown named Jack, no one cares. Yeah, this was exactly what I told y'all it would be, man. Prates whooped this bitch's ass. Round 1, he beat him up. Round 2, he beat him up and almost finished him. Round 3, he beat him up and finally finished him. This was one of the more one-sided fights of the year. When he wanted to knee him in the face, he kneed him in the face. When he wanted to kick him in the leg, he kicked him in the leg. When he wanted to hit him to the body, he hit him in the body. Prates did whatever he wanted. He did not get hit really at all here, and JDM did nothing. He literally did fucking nothing, and he got his ass beat here because he sucks. So, in a 13-minute fight, JDM might have won 30 seconds with that shitty takedown at the end of round 1. outside of that, he did nothing. So he sucks, and that's about the moral of the story here. So what more can we really say here? And yeah, this was not competitive at all. JD, this was the worst case scenario for Jack, because if he would have got quickly knocked out, then fine, whatever, it happens. To get embarrassed here and whooped for 13 minutes at your own game of striking, when he's meant to be this elite boxer, just fucking hilarious, and broke everything, all this pretend narrative with Jack being a good fighter. So it's hilarious, and I loved it. Even at 9:30 in the goddamn morning, this was beautiful. And yeah, what more can I really say? This was awesome. Exactly what I knew it would be, because there's only one way this was gonna be, and that was a cakewalk for Carlos Prates, who smoked this bitch. The man who pretends the main event was built around him. Motherfucker, you were only main eventing because Prates was in that cage. No one there cared about Jack. They cared about Prates. And if fucking Salkilld could have main evented over Jack, and everyone would have been happier. But Prates was fighting, so he's main eventing. It's kind of just that goddamn simple. And what more can you really say here? So yeah, the pride of Perth. Get fucked. To talk about the fighters here, beginning with the winner, Carlos Prates. 7-0 now in the UFC. No one cares about that pretend loss. He's so fucking good, man. Like, what can you say? He's one of the best in the division. And now we see what they do with him. I have an idea what they're gonna do, and if they do it, I'm not upset. And yeah, he's great. He is one of the best strikers in the UFC, and he's the best fighting nerd, hands down. What more can you really say? He's levels better than Kyle, and I think he's better than Gene a little bit. He's just great. What more can you say? So I don't know, like, I don't know what more needs to be said about a guy who's this fucking good. Pretty simple. And then for the pride of Perth, the loser here, the pride of fucking nothing. The man doesn't even have any pride himself, let alone being the pride of something. The loser here, Candela Madalena Midalena. Oh, this is amazing, man. I've been calling this dude a can for 3 years, and I've been right since the beginning. Ever since he lost to Basil Hafez, I said, this guy sucks. And every time I've been proven correct. He lost to Kevin Holland. He was losing to Gilbert Burns. He beat Bilal, which means nothing. Islam made him cry like a bitch. And then Prates made him his bitch. It's just beautiful. And it's just beautiful to be so correct every time. And I told y'all, again, what more can I really say here? I fucking told y'all that for 3 years you can go back to any card he's fought on since this fight. You fucking find a recap for this card, which was, what card was that? You can go back to the recap for this card. That's actually my most viewed video somehow. You go back to this one, I make fun of JD and call him shit. Like, that he lost this fight, and ever since then you can go to any breakdown here. I think I was trying to hype him up here, but yeah, I was just hating on the other guy. I've called him shit for 3 years, and I've been right for 3 years. Now everyone can see I was right for 3 years. Like, this dude sucks. I don't know what you want me to say. He's not good. He never was. Like, what am I meant to say? He's some great boxer. He just got beat on the feet. He's mentally weak. He mentally quit against Islam. He was crying. He mentally quit here against Prates. He's mentally weak. He's a shit fighter. And I've been saying it for 3 years, and I've been right the whole time. And you see why I continue to say welterweight has not had a good champion since Robbie Lawler. Because they fucking haven't. Woodley, ass. Usman, ass. Bilal, ass. Leon, come on now. JDM, ass. Islam. Enough said there. This dude, garbage. He's literally only benefit. He better be grateful every day for Shavkat pulling out. Because without that, he would be a nobody. He would have already lost to guys like Morales, Ian Gary, etc. Thank God they didn't book him against Ian Gary here, because if he lost like this to Evren, he wouldn't have got finished, but he would have got 50-45. Dude, if he would have lost to Ian like this, oh my fucking God. People would be shitting on him even more. Like, he sucks. I've been right for 3 years, and Basil fucking Hafez beat you. Kevin Holland beat you. Gilbert Burns, I believe his last round he ever won of his career was against you. This dude has been a shit fighter for all this time, and I told y'all. That's all I need to say. He sucks. I mean, there's unranked guys who would easily beat him. Jacoby Smith would beat him. Neil Magny on his best day would beat him. Neil Magny would, the JDM we saw fight here, Neil Magny would beat him. Fucking Kiasa might beat him. Fucking Seo Kyun Ko. Joel Alvarez, Jesus Christ, that would be a few in a row. So, I might take Jonathan McAuliffe. Fuck. So, this dude's a joke. And I love being proven right. Even though it took 3 years, I was proven right. That's all I need to know. And just like Tuivasa on this card, I told you, that one was predictable. Dariush, I've called shit for years. I've been right. And JDM, I called shit for years. I've been right. What more do I need to say? And it's not, again, the one thing with me, you can go back and see what I said when I said it. Go back to these, go back to these. That's all I need to say. That's all I fucking need to say. I've been right for 3 years about this tomato can, and I'm so fucking happy this weak-minded bitch got beat like the little can that he is. He had his 7 seconds of fame thanks to Shavkat being made out of glass, and now he's just ass. Everyone sees who he really is, a fucking can who benefited off of Shavkat's injury, and that's it. And what else do I need to say? He was never good, and I've been right for 3 years about him. Move that out the way. Not really much more needs to be said here. Outside of the final thing, and maybe the most important thing, is I'll say this whole video. Who should they fight next? For Carlos Prates. This is what I think's probably gonna happen. Islam's gonna fight Ian for whatever goddamn reason, and that's gonna leave 2 guys without a fight for a while. One being Carlos Prates, the other being Michael Morales. So, what does that mean? I think they should fight Prates, Morales, sometime later in the year, and then obviously Islam's gonna fight Ilya after fighting Ian. Someone they need to stay active. Prates, Morales, for the interim, or just #1 contender, or whatever. Fuck, that could be. Fuck, that fight is so good. It could have been a pay-per-view with nothing on the line, just 5 rounds. I don't think anyone would complain. Book it. I don't even want to pick that fight. I just want to watch it, and I don't even want to see either of them lose. But I think that's what they're going to end up doing, unless Morales fights Islam in whatever, June, July, whatever. Then I don't know, because I don't think they're going to do Prates Ian, so that's going to leave a lot of holes, and more than likely Ian's going to fight Islam, then Islam will fight Ilya, and Morales can fight Prates in that time, and then whoever comes out of this with this belt, will fight that, and so hopefully sometime next year. So you guys, a world we could get Ilya Topuria versus Carlos Prates. That would be an insanely weird fight, but I would love to see it. So what more can you really say there? So simple. Oh, and for I didn't say for Jack as well. I don't care. Cut him for all I care. He's so shit. And back to the Apex prelim. You're not even good enough for that. Maybe Road to UFC is more your style when no one's watching. So, there you go. And, yeah, not really much else to say there, so. I told y'all from the beginning, on two things there. A, Prates are going to win this fight easily, and B, JDM's shit. One I've been saying for 3 years, the other I've been saying since this fight was booked. And guess what happened? Win. Thank you. And, yeah, what more can I really say? Who should Prates fight next? They're going to have some time to wait for a title shot, so Prates Morales, run it again. That might be the best fight you can make that in the UFC right now in general, truly. Like, that fight is just amazing, and they have to do it. I would love to see it for a title even more, but we're not that lucky, so book it. What more can I say? And, yeah, simple. Not really much else to say there. Lay up for the nightmare, Carlos Prates. And I've told y'all for 3 years, the guy that can. Y'all might want to listen next time. Not really much else to say. Great main event, even at 10 in the morning. I loved it. And I almost forgot that fight was pretty much the complete copy of Sean Brady, Leon Edwards, just in a striking match instead. They should have booed and threw shit at JDM as he left the building. That would have been fucking hilarious. I hope they did that to Leon as well. That's what they fucking deserve. But, yeah, not really much else to say there. With that being said, boom. That was a recap to go over how I did on the picks. I went 10 of 13, 6 perfect, and whatever 75 more points would be. It's late, I don't care to do math, because speaking of Morales, I got this right, so 10 W's. Elliott, Johnson, Dalmar fan screwed me. It happens. What can you really do there? And, yeah, whatever. The bonuses for the card were perfect. Prates, Salkilld, and 5 of the night to Brando and Shamil. I 100% agree. I would not change a single thing here. If you missed the card, what should you go back and rewatch? Go watch the Tafa knockout if you want. It was not bad. And then I would say Brando, Marwan, Salkilld, and Prates. Everything else you can skip. I doubt you care about this too much. Completely skip this and this. God damn it. Both of these. You can skip both of these. Not anyone wants to watch those, and I'd skip this as well. So I'd say Prates, Salkilld, Marwan, Brando, and Tafa. Skip the rest. And yeah, pretty simple there. Second to last and the best segment of all is always the ping block. Who is getting the fuck out of here to begin May? There's 4 hats on the block this week, and I'd love to see all of them get cut. That being Thumba Garimbo, Gerald Mearshart, Tai Tuivasa, and Ali Shamid. Thumba has lost 3 in a row, GM3 has lost 5 in a row, Tuivasa has lost 7 in a row, and Schmidt's 4-3. Do I need to explain more why they need to leave? I'll tell you that, no one else is going to get cut. Dalmar, no. Ben, probably should. Morales won that fight. Christian can get 1 more loss. Robert can take a few more O's. Gaziev, no. Elliott, no. Dariush, I wouldn't mind it. And JDM, I would love to see it, but that ain't gonna happen. And, yeah, but still, Ali, Tai, Mearshart, and Thumba can get the fuck out of here. And lastly, with all that out the way, that leaves one final thing, that always being, what did I think of the card? What would I rate the card, whatever term you want to use? This is a tough one to rate, because the main card was good, prelims suck. How do we bounce that out correctly? I'm gonna say a 5.3 out of 10 is what I'm feeling. It's funny, we've went up every week. We're at a 3 something with Winnipeg, a 4 with Sterling, now this, the 5.3. It's, again, if the main card didn't hit, this could have been like a 4. This would have been on par with the Sterling card. The main card hit really well, and I'm gonna give it a 5.3. I enjoyed it. The start time wasn't too bad because the card was enjoyable, and I'll give it a 5.3. I don't know, I think I put that like a very like middle of the road tier of cards so far this year, but that's kind of what it felt like. It was fine. If like 2 more prelims were decent, this could have easily been a 6, but the prelims kind of weigh it down. Main card tried to bring it up as much as it could, and they got it a 5.3, so there you go. Pretty good rating, and there you go. Probably the best rating an Australia card has got in years, so much better than 325, and that ain't even a fucking debate, so not very much else to say there. And there you go. That's UFC Perth in the books for good. And, yeah, what more am I really meant to say here? Some really good on this card. A lot of things on this card proved me to be right. And, I enjoyed it, so now we leave Perth and we leave the early start time for a few weeks, as now we head to pay-per-view week, and that pay-per-view being UFC 328, which will be the biggest fight of 2026 so far. Hamzat and Strickland. I'm so fucking hyped for that card. You got Van and Taira, Volkov and Waldo. Speaking of which, we got Buckley and Brady, but that fight sucks. Fucking Susharkayev, Gutierrez, and shitty fights. Jim Miller, etc., etc. And I can't wait. That card looks great. That card's either one that's gonna be as good as it looks, or be super underwhelming. And we'll find out which one it is on Sunday when we recap it. But before that, we'll be breaking it down on Friday, like always. So keep an eye out for that. And that's what's gonna happen. So pay-per-view week, 328 week. Finally, Hamza has made it to fight week. I'm as shocked as everyone else. And see what happens. So let's leave Perth behind. Let's leave Australia behind for a few months. Jesus Christ, 2 cards in 4 months. Let's fucking let's give everywhere else some love, and we'll probably be back in Australia in October like always for one last party. Let's see what that card will give us then, but for now, to Perth, at a fucky start time, I say decent card, best Australia card I've seen in a long time, and let's head to New Jersey for the biggest fight of the year. That being said, not very much more to be said here outside of, as always, I hope you enjoyed the video. Please like, comment, and subscribe. As always, I'm sorry to say so much, I don't believe I am. I believe the only thing left to say here is, as always, yep, and that's it. As always, RX. Out. Good vibes. Only